Alright, so good day, class. This is again Sir Gerald. So for today, I will be discussing or we will be having a discussion regarding algebraic expression. Actually, this video is just a supplemental material. Uh, hindi nyo siya kailangan or required na basahin or kapag hindi nyo siya pinanood ay i-absent ko kayo. It's more on supplying another reference or another material for you to better understand kung ano man yung nakalagay rin sa module natin. So, today, I will be discussing algebraic expressions. Okay. So, when we talk of algebraic expressions, as we have talked about last time, these are numbers or expressions or let's say a construct or a sentence na meron tayong existence ng constant variables at ng yung pagsasama ng dalawa. Okay. So, yun yung i-discuss natin ngayon wherein yung isang topic under dito sa algebraic expression, yun yung bibigyan natin ng focus. Wherein yung tinatawag natin yung loss of exponent or LOE. So, we have here, let me just go to my whiteboard. So, we will be talking about LOE or what we call loss of exponents. This is one of the basics or one of the crucial topics under algebraic expressions. Kasi when we talk of algebraic expressions, usually meron tayong mga exponents, lalo-lalo na sa mga variables. So, understanding lang, when we talk about exponents, simula muna tayo ron sa mas basic na topics regarding sa loss of exponents. So when we have exponents, let's say we have 2 square, we do understand that that is equal to 2 times 2. Or kapag meron tayong 3 square, we have there 3 times 3. So basically, when we have exponents, ang general rule lang, you just need to uh, multiply the number to itself kung ilan mang beses yung nakalagay doon sa exponents or ano man yung exponents niya. So, kung halimbawa, meron kang, let's say, x raised to 3, that will be equal to x times x times x. So, ganyan yung understanding natin sa exponent. So, meron lang tayong mga ilang bagay na kailangan i-consider. So, yun lang. Kapag nakita nyo na ang isang number or ang isang variable ay walang nakalagay na exponent, let's say x, that is actually equal to x plus 1. So, isa yan sa mga understanding na kailangan natin gawin. Okay? So, halimbawa, meron kang 2, that is actually equal to 2 raised to 1. So, bakit natin kailangang intindihin yan? Mamaya, papakita ko sa inyo kung bakit kailangan nating isa-puso or isa-isip na kapag meron tayong number na walang exponent, that number is actually raised to 1. Diba? Liwanag ba yan? So, ganun din. Ayun din kasi meron tayong iba pang bagay na kailangang intindihin or isa-puso kasi. Kapag kasi meron kang nabanggit ko yung sa 1 kasi merong numbers minsan na ang nakalagay ay 2 raised to 0. Or kumbaga magkakaroon tayo ng exponent na i-raise or number na pwede nating i-raise sa 0. So, this is just the general rule for any number that is raised to 0, that is just equal to 1. Okay? So, halimbawa, meron kang x. We have here a variable x, and that variable x is raised to 0. That number is just equal to 1. So, kahit anong number pa yan. Let's say, meron kang 235. 235 raised to 0 is just equal to 1. Alright? So, I hope we have that understanding regarding that. Another thing, although in algebraic expressions, or as you may have studied in our manual, when we have polynomials, we have exponents, we must not have exponents that are negative, right? Or let's say variables na nakalagay sa denominator as we have discussed last time. So, paano ba, ano yun naman yung rule regarding that? So, if we have numbers that is raised to a negative number, let's say we have 2 raised to negative 1, okay? That is actually, ang gagawin mo lang, this is actually inverse. So, imbes na yung number ay multiply mo sa sarili niya ng paulit-ulit ng kung ano man yung exponent niya, ang nangyayari ay i-divide. So, parang ang nangyayari, pag ganito, magiging inverse siya. Imbes na na 2 raised to 1, pwede natin siyang isulat ng 1 over 2. At yung exponent natin ay magiging positive na. Sabi natin dun sa rule natin kanina, if we have a number that is raised to 1, that is just equal to the number. So we have there 1 half. Try natin sa iba. Let's say we have here x raised to negative 2. So if we have x raised to negative 2, mangyayari lang dyan, baguhin ko lang yung ano. So, magkakaroon ka ng fraction bar. Tapos yung 2, yung x, isusulat mo lang dun sa denominator. Then, i-inverse mo lang yung negative sign. So, pag in-inverse natin ang negative sign, yan magiging positive. So, we have there 2. That will be 1 over x raised to 2. Okay, hopefully, malinaw yung ano niya na. So, alam naman natin, when it comes to mathematics, hindi ito lang yung laging binibigay. So, paano pag may mga cases na tayo na halimbawa, meron tayong 2. Minultiply natin siya sa 2 raised to 2. Paano natin yan i-compute? Or paano natin yan isusulat? Or halimbawa, kapag variables naman, halimbawa, meron kang x, uh, x raised to 3. I-multiply natin siya sa x raised to 5. Ano yung magiging final form niya? So, yun yung kailangan natin i-consider dito sa mga next na laws or yung tinatawag nga natin kanina or yung binanggit ko kanina na laws of exponents. Okay? So, via laws of exponents, ganito na yung magiging ano natin. So, meron tayo actually 4 na laws of exponent. Okay? Sulat ko lang muna sila. So, we have, in general, we have 4 laws of exponent. So, yung mga LOEs natin, ito yung una. So, the first is power of a product. We will discuss kung ano yan later on. Next, we have power of a power. So, bakit power yung binabanggit natin? Ano? So, when we talk about exponents, kasi yun yung binabanggit natin lagi. Halimbawa, yung kanina, halimbawa, itong x raised to negative 2. Usually, pag binabasa kasi yan, x raised to the power of negative 2. So, yun yung kaya siya tinatawag na power. So, next natin dyan, as we have there, quotient of a product. Let me just check kung yun nga ba yung ginagamit na term. Quotient of powers pala. We have there quotients of power. And lastly, we have their power of quotients. So, iisa-isahin natin 'to. Hopefully hindi kayo ma-bore sa sa pag-iisa-isa nito. So, sisimulan natin class dun sa power of a product. Wait lang. Okay. So, we have their power of a product. So, dito na actually class yung binabanggit ko kanina. So, halimbawa, yung kaninang question ko or example ko kanina. So, let's say we have there yung 2, minultiply natin sa 2 raised to 2 at saka yung x raised to 3 that we have multiplied to yung dot class ay yun ay multiplication lang din we multiply that x raised to 3 sa x raised to 5. So, dito papasok yung tinatawag natin na power of a product. So, basically, kung i-apply natin yung ginawa natin kanina, yung sa basic na exponents or laws of exponents, ang gagawin lang natin dyan, pwede natin yung express as, sabi natin kanina, sa kahit anong number ay meron siyang nire-raise natin sa 1. Tama ba? So, at ang binanggit natin kanina, ang exponents are just, ang ginagawa lang natin, i-multiply lang natin yung number sa sarili niya kung ilang beses, depende kung ano yung exponent niya. So, halimbawa yan. So, ang mangyayari lang dyan, we have there 2, kasi 1 lang siya. I-multiply lang natin yung 2 dito sa dalawang to. 2 raised to 2, ibig sabihin, yung 2, i-multiply natin sa sarili niya ng dalawang beses. So, magkakaroon tayo dyan ng 2 times 2. So, paano na yung exponent? So, kung ganito lang mangyayari, since babaliktarin mo yung rule na ginawa natin kanina. So, since yung 2 ay minultiply natin sa sarili niya ng tatlong beses, ngayon, pwede na natin siyang isulat as 2 raised to 3. Okay. So, ano yung basic na dito? Basic na understanding when it comes to power of a product. Ibig sabihin lang pala, kapag pala mag-a-add lang tayo or let's say nag-multiply tayo ng mga powers na parehas yung base nila, makikita nyo parehas na 2 yung nasa baba. Pag pala inad natin yung exponents nila, yun lang yung gagawin natin magiging ganito lang siya. So kapag meron tayong mga powers, that is yung 2 raised to 1 and 2 raised to 2, and we multiplied them to each other, you see here, product. And pag multiply natin sila sa isa't isa, we just need to add their exponents. So, ganun lang din pala yung mangyayari dito sa So, basically, ang mangyayari, yan ay magiging equal lamang sa, rewrite mo lang yung x, okay? Tapos, yung x ay i-raise mo lang i-add mo lang yung kanilang exponents. Yung 3 at 5. Okay? So, you will have there x raised to, so we have there 3 plus 5, that will be equal to 8. Okay. As simply as that. So, in general, when we talk about power of a power, or mali, power of a product, so, ang mangyayari lang, ito yung magiging general rule. So, kapag parehas sila ng base, isulat natin ang iba. So, ang power of product is kapag meron kang dalawang numbers na parehas ang base, let's say we have there x raised to m, and we multiply that x raised to m to x raised to n, we will have there an x that is raised to m plus n. So that's the general understanding of power of a product. Okay, next. So as we have discussed earlier, our next law of exponent is power of a power. Okay, so paanong power of a power? Meron kasing cases, class. Merong cases na yung ano natin, yung exponent natin ay inire-raise pa natin sa isa pang power or what we call another exponent. We have their power of a power. So yung sinasabi ko, our exponents or yung tinatawag nating power of a power ay ganito ang itsura. Meron kasing cases, class, so balik tayo ron sa mga examples natin. So ang favorite examples usually kapag nagtuturo ay ano, ano lang yung simple muna. Okay, so we have there, let's say we have there 2 that is raised to 3. Tapos yung buong exponent mo or yung buong number mo ay ni-raise mo sa kung anumang number, let's say 5, para hindi tayo malito ron sa mga numbers na ginagamit natin. So we have there, this is a power, okay? So yung 2 raised to 3, that is a power. And that power is raised to another power. Kaya siya tinawag na power of a power. Power. Okay, so bale mangyayari natin dyan, isa pang example niyan, pwede rin ang x raised to 3, erase natin sa 2. Okay. So that is power of a power. So bali ganito pala mangyayari yan, ano? Kanina, ang sabi natin, kapag meron tayong numbers or value na raised to a number, kailangan lang natin i-multiply yung number na yun sa sarili niya kung ilang beses na yung nakalagay na exponent. Meaning to say, if we have here, kung iti-treat natin yung buong 2 raised to 3 as isang number at naka-raise siya sa 5, ang mangyayari lang pala, i-multiply lang natin yung 2 raised to 3 sa sarili niya ng 5 beses. Bakit 5 beses? Kasi we have there 5. Okay? So, bale mangyayari lang pala niyan, ganito. So, we have there 2 raised to 3. Okay? I-multiply natin sa 2 raised to 3. So, that is 2. And another 2 raised to 3. Okay? So, that is 3. 2 raised to 3. That is 4. 2 raised to 3. That is 5. Okay? At base doon sa napag-usapan natin kanina, kapag may ganyan tayo, halimbawa, yung, itong dalawang to, same sila ng base. Itong 2 raised to 3 at saka itong dalawang to, saka ito. Syempre, same din sila ng base kasi pare-parehas silang 3. At base ron sa laws of exponent na ginamit natin kanina, kapag nag-multiply tayo ng powers or kinukuha natin yung products ng exponents or numbers na may exponent na parehas sila ng base, we just need to add. So, kumbaga, mangyayari lang dyan, we just need to add yung 3 at saka yung 3 na to. So, magkakaroon tayo ng 6. Tama ba? We have there 2 raised to 6. Again, parehas sila ng base nito. So, i-add mo lang ulit tong 3 na to. So, we'll have there 3 plus 3 plus 3. That is 9. Plus 3. That is 12. plus 3, we have there 15. So basically, ang gagawin natin, we have there 2 raised to 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. That will be equal to 2 raised to 15. Okay. So, nasa na dyan, sir, yung sinasabi nating pwedeng maging shortcut. Matanong nyo, So, actually, kung papansinin nyo yung 15, at saka yung exponents na ginamit natin, yung 2 raised to, yung 3 raised to 5, or yung 2 raised to 3 raised to 5, pansinin nyo yung exponents. So, we have there, 3, 5, 15. So, anong meron sa 3, sa 5, at sa 15? Kung magko-compute kayo, actually, kung i-multiply nyo kung i-multiply natin yung 3 sa 5, that is actually just equal to 15. Meaning to say, we don't need to do this. Itong part na to, yung multiply sa sarili niya ng 5 beses. Tapos, dahil nakita mo multiplication, tapos pare-pareha sila ng base, ang ginawa mo ngayon, in-add mo sila isa-isa, yung mga exponents, para makuha yung 2 raised to 15. So, ano ang pwedeng maging shortcut dyan? So, mangyayari lang dyan, actually, since yung power ay na-raise mo sa power, ang mangyayari lang dyan ay we have there 2 raised to 3. Yung 3, i-multiply mo lang dun sa 5. Hindi natin babaguhin yung base. Okay? So, we have there 2 raised to 15. So, gawin nga natin ulit yun dito sa x kung parehas silang ganun din yung mangyayari. So, ganun lang ulit, kapag ginawa natin yung long method, ito yung kasi yung long method, ito yung short method. Okay? So, pag ginawa natin yung long method dito sa x raised to 3, sabi niya, kailangan lang natin since, sabi natin kanina, iti-treat natin yung x raised to 3 as sariling number or iisang number. Tapos na-raise siya sa 2, ibig sabihin lang niyan, kailangan nating i-multiply yung x raised to 3 sa sarili niya ng 2 beses. At nakita natin na multiplication ito, so ibig sabihin lang, using yung first rule natin, i-add lang natin yung exponents nila kasi parehas sila ng base. So, mangyayari lang dyan, we have there, x raised to 3 plus 3, which is actually equal to x raised to 6. So, makikita nyo dyan, yung 6 is just a product of 3 times 2. So, kung ito yung long method natin, pwede pala natin i-shorten yun. So, short method natin, that will be x raised to 3 times 2, which is equal to x raised to 6. Okay. So, general rule para sa power of power. Para sa power of power. So, ang general rule lang, kapag sinabi nating power of power, the general rule, if you have a number, let's say a raised to m, and that number is raised to another exponent, which is n, we can just basically write that as a raised to m that is multiplied to n. So, kakaroon ka dyan ng a raised to mn. So, yan. So, bago tayo pumunta ron sa third rule, konting exercises lang. Halimbawa kasi, hindi naman nangyayari na laging ganyan ka-perfect yung mga examples natin na ang ibibigay lang sa atin ay 2, ang ibibigay lang sa atin ay x. So, paano kapag halo-halo na sila? Paano kapag ang dami mo ng numbers na kailangan i-consider? Okay? So, ano nang gagawin natin? So, for that scenario, ang gagawin lang natin ay ganito. Bigyan tayong example. Ng hindi ganun ka-perfect na example. So, we have there, halimbawa, we have 2, 2x, gawin nating term siya. Baguhin natin yung kulay. Sulat mo natin. This is examples. So, let's say binigyan tayo ng mahirap-hirap tingnan na number. Ano? So, halimbawa, binigyan tayo ng 2x raised to 3y. Tapos, i-multiply natin yan sa isa pang number which is, let's say, 2 raised to 2y, y squared. Tingnan natin to. By applying laws of exponent, kung makikita nyo dito actually, meron tayong tatlong numbers of interest. We have their 2, we have their x, we have their y. Okay? So, yun yung mga bases natin. Base lang yung tinignan ko. Kung makikita nyo dito, dun sa first term natin or dun sa isang multiplier natin, meron tayong 2 na by understanding, sabi natin kanina, yung 2 na yan ay pwede nating erase sa 1. Plus, hindi nyo pala laging kailangan isulat. Yan ano, yung 1 na yan. Also, we have their y na wala siyang exponent. That is also raised to 1. Tapos, yung dalawang yan, minultiply natin sa isa't isa. So, kung maaalala nyo dun sa mga, sa multiplication natin, pwede nyo kasing gawin dito ay hindi nyo na papansinin yung ibang concepts dyan. Ano? So, paano hindi papansinin? So, para lang gawin ito or para lang isolve ito, ang pwede natin dyan gawin, ang i-apply lang natin yung laws of exponent natin dun sa mga numbers na pare-parehas lamang ang terms. So, halimbawa, yung 2, yung nilagyan ko ng underline, yun lang yung pwede nating i-multiply dun sa 2. Okay? Yung x, since wala siyang x dito sa second na term or dun sa isa pang multiplier or multiplicand, hindi natin na gagalawin yung x. At dahil meron dyang y, yung y, yun lang yung i-multiply natin sa y. Bakit sinasabi ko yun? Gawa ng rules of exponent natin. Kasi hindi naman pwede na, halimbawa, meron ka dyang 2 raised to 1, i-multiply mo siya sa y raised to 2, magkakaroon ka ng 2y raised to 3. Hindi ganyan yung scenario, class. Mali ito. Okay ba? Hindi ganyan yung ginagawa natin. Kaya, paulit-ulit akong sinasabi ko kanina na yung parehas lamang na, na parehas lamang na base yung pwede natin gamitin. So, ano mangyayari na dito? So, para dyan, i-apply lang natin yung rules of exponent natin. So, halimbawa, meron ka dyang yung 2, parehas sila ng base. So, mangyayari, magkakaroon ka dyan ng 2. Yung 2 na yun, i-raise mo dun sa sum ng exponents niya, which is 1 at saka 2. So, we have there 1 plus 2. Ang gagawin sa x, wala siyang katulad na base. Tama ba? So, you just need to rewrite that. X raised to 3. And another thing, we have there y raised to 1 and y raised to 2. So, ulitin mo lang yung base na y. Tapos, i-add mo lang yung 1 at saka yung 2. So, we have there 1 plus 2. For your final answer, we have there 2 raised to 3, x raised to 3, y raised to 3. Okay? So, ganyan yung gagawin natin doon sa example natin. Okay? So, dyan na natin ina-apply yung LOE1 natin or yung tinatawag nating power of a product. So, paano yung sa power of a quotient? Paano kung mahirap-hirap, power of a quotient? Power of a power. Paano kung medyo hindi ganito ka-perfect din yung example natin? By ganong ka-perfect ay ganong kadali. Okay. So, merong scenario class. Halimbawa, meron kang, let's say, ang example natin ay a square b c cube raised to, let's say, 4. Okay. Sige nga. Try nyo munang sagutan habang nire-replyan ko yung nagtatanong kung ano daw gusto kong ulam. Kasi, ayun, o-order daw ng food. So, ayan. So, naka-reply na ako. Hopefully, nasagutan nyo na. Or, kumbaga, may idea na kayo kung paano natin gagawin to. So, babalik na naman tayo sa basics. Alam natin, meron tayo ditong B. Yung B natin dyan ay walang nakalagay na exponent. So, upon our understanding, yan ay B raised to 1. So, applying the second law of LOE, okay? Paano na natin gagawin yan? So, bali kasi ang mangyayari dyan, class, since ang itsura niya, kung i-expand natin, pero hindi nyo to kailangang isulat. No need to write. Okay. No need to write, pero ganito yung magiging itsura niyan. So, parang mangyayari lang dyan, we have there a square, b, c cube. Multiply lang natin sa sarili niya ng 4 na beses. Okay. Kaya ako sinasabing no need to write kasi meron nga tayong shortcut. Okay. So, ayan. Kung makikita nyo, magiging katulad lang din siya nung una nating example dito kanina. Pero, ayan. Pwede na natin yung i-shortcut using yung tinatawag nating laws of, yung second law of exponent, yung power of a power. So, by LOE2, yan actually ay pwede na natin isulat directly as ganito. So, pwede natin siyang isulat as A raised to 2 times 4, B raised to 1 times 4. Kung mapapansin nyo, dinistribute ko lang kasi lahat sila ay nasa loob ng parentheses. So, we have there C raised to 3 times 4. So, we have there A raised to 8, B raised to 4, C raised to 12. So, ganyan yung magiging final answer natin. Okay? So, baka may magtanong dyan sa inyo, Sir, kailangan pa ba namin isulat yung solution when it comes to laws of exponents? No. Pwede nyo siyang isulat ng direction. Kung kaya nyo siyang sagutan ng dire-diretso, wala yung problema. As long as you have applied the laws of exponents. So, kumbaga, halimbawa, bigyan ko po kayo ng isa pang example. Let's say here, paghaluin natin yung dalawa. Let's say here we have x squared. And that x squared is multiplied to x y squared raised to 3. So, ganun lang ulit. Back to basics. Meron tayo dyang x na walang exponent, so isusulat natin siya as 1. Then, applying the rule of PEMDAS, kung maaalala nyo pa yan, dito naman sa example natin, wala tong AS, okay? Wala rin tayong division, ang meron lang tayo ay PEM. So, ang pagkakasunod-sunod natin sa PEM, kailangan unahin natin yung merong parenthesis, saka natin isusunod yung exponent, saka natin isusunod yung multiplication. Okay. So, since ang nauuna dito ay exponent, okay, na meron tayong parenthesis, ito lang muna. Itong part lang na muna, ito ang gagawin nyo. So, applying the second LOE, i-write muna natin yung x cube, ay yung x square pala. Okay? Then, uunahin natin gawin to. So, via mind power, we will know that using the second law, we have there x cubed and y raised to 6. Okay. Then, apply this is LOE2. Hindi nyo kailangan isulat yung LOE2 ha? Unless specified na kailangan isulat. Then, ang next na gagawin ay yung isi-simplify nyo naman to kasi multiplication to, di ba? So, we have there, dalawang x or meron tayong x's na bases. So, yun lang yung gagalawin natin. Hindi na natin papansinin tong y raised to 6. So, i-rewrite na lang natin yung y raised to 6. Then, i-apply natin yung of yung first law of exponent dito sa x squared at saka rin sa x cubed. So, magkakaroon tayo dyan ng x raised to 5. Bakit x raised to 5? Kasi in-add lang natin yung 2 at saka yung 3. Okay? Hopefully, malinaw yung mga examples natin. So, ayan. So, ang next na natin ay yung sa quotients.
2,000 years later.
Okay. So, ayan. Again, nagtataka kayo bakit ako nag-filter. Kasi nag-crash yung laptop. So, habang nag-record. So, ayan, basically, we have here our third law of exponent. We have here the quotients of power. So, by quotients, this is just division. Okay? So, when we talk about division, meron tayong dalawang form. So, yung sa naisulat ko na dito. So, we have here, pwedeng gagamit tayo itong division sign. And pwede rin tayong gumagamit itong fraction sign. Okay, so let me just check if this is recording. Okay, I'm recording. So basically, when we are to use or to consider this third law of exponent, mas madali natin siyang visualize kapag tinransform natin yung division natin or yung division natin into a fractional itsura. So meaning to say, if we have here our dividend, yung i-divide natin, and we have here our divisor, we can rewrite our dividend as our numerator and our divisor as our denominator. Meaning to say, yung yung x cubed natin, yun yung magiging, yan, yung x cubed na yan. Tapos yung ating x squared, yan yung nasa baba. Okay? And to further visualize this, we can rewrite x cubed as yung basic rule na ginagawa natin. Basically, we just need to multiply x itself 3 times. So, x times x times x. Then, ganun din ang gagawin natin sa denominator we have here, x times x. So, in dividing, kung maalala nyo nung high school kayo, minsan, meron pinapagawa sa atin yung teacher natin. Sinasabi niya, kapag ganito yung form natin, we can just simply, kapag walang addition dyan or subtraction, nakagrupo sila, pare-pareha sila na puro x, we can just apply tinatawag nating cancellation. Kapag meron dito sa taas, let's say we have here x, cancel mo lang yan. And also, cancel mo lang yan. And another thing, cancel that, cancel that. Then we will be left with x. Pero kung isipin nyo, parang napakadali namang isipin ng ganun. Paano kung hindi lang x? Tulad ng mga ginawa natin kanina. Hindi lang x yung, yung nakasulat natin dyan. So, magiging sobrang haba nung ilalagay natin sa numerator at sa denominator. So, dito sa quotients of power, dito sa law of exponent na to, meron tayong pwedeng i-apply. Since, ang turo sa atin, dati pa, sa ating classes ng math dati, ang division is just simply the inverse of multiplication. So, baliktad na process lang. So, kung kanina, dun sa first law of exponent natin, we just need to add the exponents kapag binumultiply natin yung mga same bases na magkakaibang exponent. Dito, the other way around. You just need to subtract the exponent of the dividend by the exponent of the divisor. Meaning to say, in general rule, unahin natin general rule nitong quotients of power. So, ang general rule dito, if we have here same basis, let's say we have x raised to m divided by or over x raised to n, this will be just equal to x raised to m minus n. So, yung minus, ang ima-minus natin ay yung nasa divisor natin or yung nasa denominator. Okay? So, basically, parang ganito. So, we have here x cubed divided by x squared. So, we will have there, that will be equal to x raised to 3 minus 2. So, same lang yun. Magkakaroon tayo dyan ng 3 minus 2. That will be x is equal to x, itong ano na to is equal to x raised to 1. Which is by our rule, this is just x. Okay? So, kung ganun din yung gagawin natin para dito sa next example natin, move ko lang siya ng kaunti. Baba ko lang. So, since we have there yung ito ang ating dividend, ito ang ating divisor, we just need to write the same base since parehas silang y. Then, we just need to subtract denominator or numerator pala. So, exponent of the numerator minus the exponent denominator. So, we'll have there y raised to 2. Sir, lagi bang ganyan? Na laging mas mataas yung exponent nung nasa numerator kaysa sa denominator? When we talk about polynomials, yes. Dapat ganun yung case. Pag hindi ganun yung case, hindi na siya polynomial. Pero in some cases, let's say ganun nga, say, we have there z. Z raised to, let's say, 3 over or divided by z over 5. Ano mangyayari dito? Okay? So, ganun lang din. Same. So, write mo lang yung z. Tapos, yung sa denominator, so we have there 3 is 5 minus 5. And by rule of integers, alam niyo naman mangyayari dyan. So, proceed lamang kayo sa, sa rules na alam niyo sa integers. So, we have there z raised to negative 2. Okay? So, base dun actually dun sa first part nung usapan natin regarding sa basics ng exponent, kapag meron ka negative 2, pwede mo yung i-rewrite. So, magkakaroon ka lamang dyan. Bababa mo lamang yung z, yung base mo. Papalitan mo lang yung sign. So, magkakaroon ka dyan ng 2. Tapos, lalagyan mo lang ng 1 sa taas. And this will be our final answer. And by definition of polynomials, 1 over z raised to 2 is not a polynomial. Pero may cases na ganun. But not necessarily laging mas mataas yung exponent nung nandun sa ating numerator or nung dividend kaysa rin sa denominator or yung divisor natin. Okay? So, yan. So, paano kapag may cases na magkakasama? Let's say, pagsama-samahin natin. Let's say we have here x cubed y to the fourth z3 or z cubed divided by, yung mga ginamit na natin kanina, x squared y squared z to the fifth. You will still proceed as intended dun sa ginawa natin kanina. So, parang dun sa laws of exponent lang din kanina, no, sa products, ganun lang din. So, magkakaroon ka lang dyan ng x raised to 3 minus 2. Yan yung una mo. Then, you will have y raised to 4 minus 2. So, pansinin nyo ha, dapat parehas ng base. Hindi pwedeng hindi parehas ng base sa mga gagawin natin. And lastly, we have there z raised to 3 minus 5. And upon computation, you will have there x raised to 1, which is x. Then we have there y raised to 2 and z raised to negative 5. So we can rewrite that. Ipababa mo lang ulit to. So we will have there x y square over z square. Okay? So hopefully malinaw yung mga pangyayari. Okay, so ganyan natin siya isusulat. Okay? So kung pala may questions kayo, don't hesitate na kontakin ako within office hours para sa questions niyo dito. Okay? So our last rule of exponent is power of quotients. Okay? So, by power of quotients, anong meron dito sa power of quotients? Okay? So, parang ano lang din to, power of power. Ang kaibahan nga lang, meron na tayong, let's say, meron na tayong division. Okay? Kung kanina rin sa power of power, ay ano lang, yung normal lang. By normal ay yung, sorry, but anyway. So, sa power of quotients, kung kanina ay dinidistribute lang din natin yung ano. So dito ganun din ano. So parang halimbawa, we have here x raised to, let's say, x raised to m. General rule na yung binibigay ko kasi masyado nang mahaba yung video. Then x raised to n. Na-raise lang natin yung dalawang yan sa, let's say, o. Or gawin natin w. Okay. So, we have there x raised to m over x raised to n raised to w. In general rule, you just need to, parang yung ginawa lang natin kanina, dinistribute natin yung binigay nating power dito. So, i-distribute lang din natin yan dyan sa mga yan. So, magkakaroon tayo ng, so, we'll have m times w over x raised to n times w. So, pwede yung mangyari sa lahat ng ano ng pagkakataon na kahit magkakaiba yung ano yung mga powers natin. So, halimbawa, yung binigay natin, yung final answer natin dito. Dun sa final answer natin kanina, meron tayong magkakaibang variables. Okay? Ilagay natin dito. Sorry. So, halimbawa, itong example natin. Halimbawa, yung x times y square time, divided by z cube ay na-raise natin sa power ng 3. Okay? So, ang mangyayari lang dyan, ganun lang din, ano? You will just distribute these 3 sa lahat ng exponents nila. So, huwag kakalimutan, ang x, since kahit wala siya nakasulat, meron yung 1. So, ang mangyayari lang, we'll have their x raised to 1, multiply natin sa 3, then y raised to 2, multiply lang natin sa 3, and we'll have their say raised to 2, multiply lang natin sa 3. So we'll have their x cubed, y to the 6 over z raised to 6. So basically, ganyan lang siya, ano. So pag nagkasama-sama lang siya na, ayan, parenthesis, tapos meron kang 3, tapos, ayan, meron kang variable na nasa denominator. Kailangan mo yung tawag dito, is i-distribute dun sa lahat ng numbers. Minsan class, nagkakaroon din ng, meron din tayong nakasamang constant. So, halimbawa, meron kang 2x square over y. Okay? Dun sa 2x square over y mo, na-raise mo siya, let's say, sa 3. So, yung pag-distribute mo, dapat idadamay mo din yung iba pang numbers, like yung 2, yung, so, pag distribute niya, i-raise mo yung 2 raised to 1 sa 3, i-raise mo yung 3, yung 2x squared dun sa 3, at yun din yung sa y. So, basically, you will have there 2 raised to 3, x raised to 6, over y cube. So, paano ulit nangyari yan? So, yung 1 dito sa 2, Minultiply lang natin sa 3, kaya tayo nagkaroon ng 3. Yung 2 dito, minultiply natin sa 3, kaya tayo nagkaroon ng 6. Yung 1 dito sa y, minultiply natin sa 3, kaya tayo nagkaroon ng y raised to 3. Okay? So, again, this will be the basic rule for the power of quotients. So, saan ba natin gagamitin tong laws of exponent na to? These four laws of exponent will be used uh, for operations ng ating para sa operations ng ating tawag dito, operations of or algebraic expressions. So yun yung i-expect nyong mangyari. Bale, ayun, gagamitin natin siya dun sa mga yun. Okay? So, if you have any questions, yun lang ulit. Paki-contact lang ulit ako. So, yung sa mga hindi pa nakakapag-add sa akin at sa CS lang kayo nagbe-base, paki-chat na lamang po ako sa fb.com/JHE pala .CRIS or JCRIS. Okay? So, well then, goodbye.